Few agents I talk to, they're very worried about the location. That, I'm looking at this little place, but it doesn't have much of a street frontage, or,
Not a worry.
it's up in the fourth level of this building and it's kind of a shared space.
Not
I
a
always
worry.
tell them it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose business because of that, right?
Doesn't matter, yeah. It's what happens in that office that actually matters,
Yeah.
I've seen too many people in business where they're running up and down the hallway because their trust account's 17 cents out and they're doing their head in, you know what I mean? And they're doing it for half a day until they get it right. From the day dot, I outsource that receipting and all that sort of stuff. And
Don't let a great person
Correct.
go out of the
Correct.
business
Yep.
just because they're missing one skill.
Yeah, as a young business, people either sort of keep up and evolve in their role. Playing to their strengths is really important. Instead of just going, I'll just go find someone else.
If this person's great, they show up all the time, their energy's good, they care about the business. You don't want to move that person.
No.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Get Keen. You're here because you want to become the best real estate agent or real estate agency principal. I talk about all sorts of topics that are going to enhance your skills at being either a real estate agent or business owner. And today I have with me a special guest, Adam Saitta from Benchmark Realty in Cairns. Now, the interesting thing about Adam is he's recently started his own business and brand. So this episode is going to be really good for agents who, A, one day may open their own brand or agency down the track, B, someone who's about to do it, or C, someone that's in their first 1 to 3 years of starting their own brand and business, because you're going to hear probably some of the same experiences that Adam is having. And for those that are about to make the jump or the move at some stage, you're going to get some valuable advice about the whole experience. So, Adam, thank you so much for joining us, mate. It's so good to have you on. I really enjoy working with you. You're a great guy, and it's great to see your results really improving over time as well.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all, mate. So, all the way from sunny Cairns.
Yeah.
Hot up there.
Yeah, it's cooling down a bit now.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice. It's beautiful up there.
It's a beautiful place. So just give us a brief background. How long have you been an agent for, and how long have you owned Benchmark Realty now?
Cool. So I started in Melbourne, originally from Melbourne, 2005. So that's when I got my started real estate in 2005, property management, all the way up until we moved to Cairns in 2018. And then I did some other stuff there and got into my own business after working at another real estate agency for about 12 months. So Benchmark's, we're about 2.5 years old now. So
wow. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Those first few years are very exciting. They're very high energy.
Yes.
You can't really picture where you're going to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
And it all happens so quickly, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you own your own business now. I've been to your office. It's great. You got a great team there with you. What do you think is the biggest challenge you're dealing with now, being sort of 2.5 years in with your own brand and your own team?
So at the moment, I'm doing everything. So I'm doing the new listings for the rentals, which is my wheelhouse because that's what I've been doing for 20 odd years, and the sales, and also running the business. So it's managing all of that, managing my time, and getting the right people to help support me, in the back end.
Yeah,
and
okay.
as well.
So you don't have, you're the BDM.
I'm the BDM. I'm a selling principal.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
But I've got good support around me for that.
Yes.
And that's important, through VAs and also assistant and property manager as well. Mm-hmm. It's going well.
And then don't forget Plum Partners, who does heaps of the back end for you.
And of course, Plum Partners. Yeah. Without you guys, I don't know where I'd be. Yeah.
Look at me, bloody throwing a shout out in there for myself.
It's an infomercial. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but quite honestly, that is a very big challenge.
It is.
That a lot of agency principals, struggle with. In the beginning, especially because when you're in the beginning, there's so many things to do.
I couldn't fathom doing it on my own straight up. Like, it was just no.
Yeah, it's a lot. But even doing the BDM as well as sales, that BDM work is going to cut into your time for sales. So eventually the plans, you want to get someone else to fill in that role of doing the rental listing agreements. Right?
Yeah. Thankfully, with the experience I've got, the BDM is second nature. So, but it does take time. And, does it take away from focus of sales? I don't know, because, we're still doing really well in that area as well. So I suppose I'll find that out when I actually get a salesperson. I'll be like, hey, well, or a BDM person, to take that role, and I'll know exactly where we're going.
The truth is that it would affect your sales. You can't tell without it, but
it's the prospecting, it's the time that I don't have to do that. That is taken away. So yes.
The time in going and meeting those sellers. But, that's okay. It's okay to do that for a while. Like you can't just go straight from, brand new business and I'll have a BDM and I'll have 4 sales associates and I'll have this and I'll have that.
100%.
It's like you've got to build into that. So this is a normal stage that you're in to be.
And I mean, it was important that we got that rent roll up and running pretty quickly because it buffers, costs and things like that. So it helps me have that time to focus on the sales because I'm not worried about when wages come and who's getting paid and what's getting done because we have that rent roll there, which is that, continuous income, which is lovely.
And can I ask how many rentals you're up to?
So we've got 159 at the moment, and we've just today actually we've gone unconditional on another 66. So
that's
fantastic. So there will be about 250 by end of financial year.
So of the 169, is that all from the ground up? There
was 12 in there that I purchased. From a retiring real estate agent. So that was really good, and we've retained them. I've actually sold 2 of them and retained them because I bought by investors. So that payback on that's pretty much over now. So
beautiful. So there's a good 150 in there that are all naturally, organically brought into the business.
Correct.
Can you tell us about how you get your leads for the rentals?
So I'm a relationship guy, Dan. There's a lot of relationships I have, people that have been, long-term seeing what we're doing and they get excited. A lot of local agent finder leads, okay? Bark and local agent finder are the 2 main lead gens that we use. Bark, yeah. So
I've heard of that one.
It's an English, I don't know, it's everything that comes is from the UK anyway when I get emailed. Basically, it's just like a local agent finder, but you pay credits instead of paying a letting fee or whatever it is to like a agent finder, you buy credits and you just, cost you 12 credits a thing, which is like $20 for the lead. Yeah.
Okay. I need to look at that.
You do. Yeah, no, it's great.
Want some more rental leads.
Great. Honestly, it's probably been about 10 managements from Bark and probably about 15, maybe 18 from local agent finder.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get a bit caught up because it's not cheap. Yeah, like local agent finder, they take a fee and things like that. But at the end of the day, you've got the income, the asset value. Yeah. It's fine.
It's still worth it.
It is. It's very much worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what else? So you got those 2?
Those 2, and then just getting back to people, straight away, what's the saying? Speed's the new currency, yeah?
Yeah.
So we are fast, we're quick, we do what we say we're going to do, we follow up. The amount of times that you hear people say, I just, the agent came out, I didn't hear anything. Like there was no proposal sent afterwards. Everything gets done very quickly. And there's a text message after we send everything. It's got a video of me and Richie at the moment just saying, thanks for spending time with us. It's just a YouTube video. No one's doing that kind of stuff. And they also, for the sales side as well, once we send something, a proposal initially, there's a video of me and Monica. They're saying, thanks for your time. We look forward to dealing with you. And then it's the follow-up after that.
It's pretty simple stuff, isn't it?
It is.
You know what I mean?
It's real estate 101.
Science,
no,
it's just crazy.
Consistent.
How consistent, like every time there's a presentation, it's like this process is followed.
Yes.
Did they get the text?
Yes.
Did they get the YouTube video? Did they get the follow-up call? Did they get the report?
And then when all those boxes are ticked, and we don't win every listing,
of course,
at least we know we've done everything that we can.
Yeah, for sure. So you've just got like a really good, because putting on 150 in 2 years organically, when you're the BDM and the salesperson,
I work a bit. I work as a few hours in there. Yeah,
that's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's kind of like what a BDM would. If you had a separate BDM, that's probably what's expected of them.
That's right.
Right. So you've
Once again, though, there is that support there. We've got our full-time VA pal. We've got Monica, who does the marketing and sales, and the property manager, who's now Candace. So that's going very well. I also have another person that sits in the business as the department head. So this is a new thing that we've done. And she's in the business for about 10 hours a week. And she looks after the property manager and the rent roll KPIs and all of that stuff. So that's something I don't have to think about
anymore.
Beautiful. And I know it's done. I get my weekly updates and everything's going nice.
Yeah. What do you think the best part about having your own business now is, 2.5 years in compared to 3 years ago, you were still an agent in an agency?
That's right.
What's the best part now?
I'd say financially, but, at the moment, how things are going, and it's starting to change a little bit, I'm making the most money I ever have, but I've also don't have I've got bugger all money, because it's all going back into the business.
Yeah.
The kick I get out of it is growing the business and knowing that things are going really well. Yeah. That's the best thing. The flexibility is great too. I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as work-life balance. I think it's a bit of a fallacy. When I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm at home, I'm at home. The phone's in the bedroom typically, and I'm with my kids. I've got a young family as well. And just, being able to go to, like, if my son gets an award at assembly, like, I'm there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I give my team that flexibility too. I want them to, because especially property management, like, it's a pretty thankless kind of job, and you want to look after your people. Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that they're, well paid, looked after, and they stay with you. And that sort of stuff creates loyalty. Yeah. And I love that people are here for the journey.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's nice. It's good to see.
Yeah. And you say that, work-life balance, that there might not be such thing as, I think it's not that there's no such thing.
Yeah.
I think it's not as easy as just standing on the balance board and it just stays balanced all
the time.
Well,
you're always on, Dan.
The balance board is always moving up and down.
If I get a local agent find a lead come through at 2:00 on a Sunday afternoon, back in when I first started, I'd call them. Blah, blah, blah. But now I text them and say, hey, Dan, like to acknowledge your inquiry. I'll get back to you tomorrow morning.
And that's the best thing you can do with leads and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If it's starting to eat into that personal time, because that's really important. A lot of agents, as soon as they get the lead, it's like they drop everything and I'll be there at 8:00.
Yeah.
Are you missing dinner with your family for this listing presentation? Maybe in the first couple of years you should.
Yeah.
But maybe by year 3, when you've got a roll on and you're selling a couple of properties a month at least on a minimum, 2 minimum a month, maybe up to 5. Maybe it's time that you can just get back to those texts quickly.
That's right.
You can get back to a text quickly or a call and just acknowledge
and if you say you're going to call them tomorrow, call them tomorrow. Yeah. Okay.
And that's fine. 95% of the time, I would say even more, 98% of the time, that vendor is not, or that property management lead is not going to ditch you because you couldn't come around tonight.
That's right. And when it comes during office hours, I get pinged on my phone. I set notifications, obviously. And then, you always get the thing, that was quick. And I'm like, I operate pretty quick. Just ask my wife, And you have a bit of a chuckle and it's funny. But it also works the other way too, Dan, Like now we're probably averaging, net between 8 to 12 managements a month. And we're tracking at one sale and one listing a week now, which is going really, really well. So this is just happening. We've created that momentum and it's good. There's some clients that we have, especially in the rent roll, and some salespeople, our sales vendors as well. If we're not aligned, or if we're not seeing eye to eye on different things, and we're sort of flogging a dead horse, we just amicably part ways. Mm-hmm. And that is really powerful, especially if staff are getting spoken to and disrespected and things like that. Like, I really protect my team. And if there's things like that going on, it's my people are worth more than old mate that we're going to have a relationship for 3 months, and you just go away, you gain, and then everything frees up. And then what happens is more listings come because you've got more time and you're creating that, that whole sort of environment, that energy and that momentum once again.
And it must be nice to be now, 2.5 years in, because when you start from zero and you're like, I've got to build this bastard and how long is it going to take? It must be nice now that you're almost over 200 rentals. You're going to be at 216 in a couple of weeks, that you're now sitting on a $1 to $1.5 million asset, it's nice. Right? And that's only 2 to 3 years in. Can you imagine in 10 years?
Yeah,
right?
So I think
5 times that time.
Yeah. I think about that sometimes, and I sort of, give yourself a pat on the back, but I just, that is so far, I feel like that's so far away, and I just got to keep doing what we're doing because I know it will happen, and it's so exciting. I get bloody goosebumps now. And then when I get to that point, I just want to have a great business that everyone is having fun. I've got fantastic support from people like, Plum and everyone I've got in my team. And we're all having a really good time. Mm-hmm. I'm building, my whole thing is to, set my kids up and do all that stuff and create a bit of a legacy. Because I didn't have any of that, you know what I mean? My parents are pensioners and it's not like we've got stuff, so if I can change that in my life, that's the main sort of, that's my why, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, which is really
nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Do you have? You've got an office location. I've been to your office. Nice little office, but
it
it's
is
sort of off the street.
It is, yeah. So it's on just on Lake Street there, just near where the bus terminals are. It's
Yeah.
quite an interesting place to be. Yeah,
Interesting
yeah,
to say
yeah,
the least.
yeah.
You get a few characters out
We
there.
do, yeah. You open up the windows and you got the sounds of the rainforest, which is like, and, yeah, it was great. So and all the diesel from the buses, but it's fun. But no, look, we're in there. It hasn't been an issue like logistically, but now because we've got such a rent roll, we've got tradies ringing us, and we have to run down. We're hard to find. When you know where we are, you can find us. There's bugger all car park around there. So yeah, we only really get we do handovers with tenants at properties. So we're not actually having people in the office as such. We've got a couple of old school tenants who want to come in and have a bit of a chat and things like that, which is fine.
I've had a few agents I talk to. They're very worried about the location that they start off in. Oh, you know, this place. I'm looking at this little place, but it doesn't have much of a street frontage, or
Not a worry.
you know, it's up in the 4th level of this building, and it's kind of a shared space.
Not
I
a
always
worry.
tell them it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose business because of that, right?
Doesn't matter, yeah. It's what happens in that office that actually matters,
Yeah.
right? So first I started working from home, and I went back to my old solar job that I was at when I was getting benchmark off the ground. So I did that for 6 months. And then I had working from home over Christmas and New Year's with 3 kids and a wife and the whole thing. And I'm not working from home again. So I went and got a little office space downstairs, which is $500 a month. It was literally a 13 square office. And then when Monica started, we kind of were a bit, you know, it was too loud in there. So we moved upstairs, and that's $1,000 a month, right? Now, I don't have any worries about paying rent and things like that. But if I went and opened an office just myself, and I had all the bells and whistles and all that sort of thing, I just think it would create you'd start behind the 8 ball. So we're growing into where we need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll move as we grow, and not just start big and then I'm stressing about, you know, all these overheads that I've got. Yeah. Because there's enough.
You don't need.
You don't need.
You know?
You don't need. I mean, our office number comes to my mobile phone. I've got a landline. You know, call it.
Yeah.
You'll get me. Yeah.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the content. Just quickly, if you're interested in knowing what it might look like for you to own your own real estate business and brand, then that's what me and my team do. We help agents to create, run, and grow their own agency and brand so they can earn higher commissions and set up a better life for themselves. If you're interested in what that might look like, just click the link in the show notes and book a call with me or one of my team members, and we'll find out whether or not this is a good fit for you. Now let's get back to the episode. When you started the business, did you worry at all that there would be maybe a downturn in your listings? Because again, this is another big fear that agents have is, when I change brand, whether they're starting their own business or they're changing from, you know, an LJ Hooker to a Ray White or a Ray White to a McGrath or anything like that, changing agencies or going out on their own. Typically agents are expecting, there's going to be a downturn. You know, I'm going to experience, and I hear this. I talk to them and say, you know, and they say, you know, so I'm expecting, you know, in the first 3 months, like I'll, you know, business will be slow because of the changeover. And I'm always like, why do you think that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because I'm changing. It's like, so?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You,
but
you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any expectations, you can't be disappointed,
Yeah.
right? So I was very comfortable in my ability. I worked in a real estate agent. I was there at BDM for 12 months. And I remember when I was just at a sales meeting because I was close with the sales team being the BDM. And I was just looking around and I'm thinking, I can do this. Like, this is not something that's, you know, and I've been doing it for, you know, 20 odd years at that time. And so, yeah, I had comfort in the knowing. So that was okay, but I didn't expect anything really. And then what happened is I gave myself 6 months and I said to my old boss at the solar place I was working at previously before I got back into real estate, just give me 6 months. I had a wage and I was selling solar and we're doing pretty well at that as well. And then I think I had about 15, 16 properties under management in that 6 months, and I was closing in on my 3rd sale. And I could have probably finished earlier in solar, but I gave them that commitment. And then in February that year, I just went full into benchmark and taking the leap without that wage was a bit daunting. And then the next week I got like 5 managements and 2 new sales. So it was like, once again, you know, the universe is telling you something. So then after that, I haven't really worried. The only worry I have now, or I had for a little while, was was paying staff, making wages every couple of weeks and stuff. So that I always get a bit antsy, every second Wednesday. But now the money's there and it's okay. Yeah.
So, mate, after almost 3 years owning your own business, give us 2 things that you've learned as a business owner.
Stick to my lane. Outsource what I don't need to be doing. Things that will bog me down. You guys look after the bookkeeping. Okay, and I have my monthly meeting and I'm seeing that the numbers are going well and that's stuff that I don't need to worry about. Processing payments, receipting, daily reconciliation for the trust account. I don't need to be doing any of that. I've seen too many people in business where they're running up and down the hallway because their trust account's 17 cents out and they're doing their head in, you know what I mean? And they're doing it for half a day until they get it right. From day dot, I outsourced that receipting and all that sort of stuff, which has been a great time saver for me. So yeah, I suppose outsource what you don't need to do, and stay in your lane and focus on what you're good at. And my strengths are listing rentals and listing sales as well, and selling and managing. But even the managing gets passed on.
Yeah.
I don't just handball the managing. It's a bit of a transition, because I want people to not feel like they're just getting handballed to a property manager.
Yeah.
And the way we do that is just I basically manage everything that I need to up until it's at a point where everyone's happy, and I'll make sure that client is happy. But they can always call me. They've got my number. They've got direct access to the owner of the business, and that's really powerful.
That's a strength for you now.
Yeah.
And it's a strength as you're a small business, as you can say, hey, you've got the business owner's phone number.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll need to transition out of that because you'll be getting a couple of calls a week at least, and you're like, oh, geez, I'm trying to pick up my sales. But that's fine. That's all part of the growth. Like that's what I had to do too. Back in the beginning, in the first couple of years, our big sell as a small business was, hey, we're smaller, we're boutique. It's not just a sausage factory like the bigger brands around here. You're going to be chucked in. You're not going to know who you're dealing with. You're going to have a new person all the time. Yeah. You're not going to get that with our boutique experience. For the same price, the service is way better. Why would you not go with us?
Correct.
And, that's the sell. As you become that larger business, and you will experience this through those stages, is you'll have to change your pitch.
That's right.
Because there's good things, there's positives and negatives of the big agency and positives and negatives of the small agency too.
And I suppose seeing that before it becomes an issue is really important as well. Yeah.
You'll start to feel that it's an issue.
Yeah.
When it starts to go, you know what, geez, I'm getting a lot of this and it's starting to annoy me. Yeah. I'm going to need to change my strategy.
When it starts to annoy you, when things start to piss you off, got to be changed.
Yep. Then it's like, okay, I need to strategically maneuver this over the next 12 months.
However long.
Yeah. So that's good. That's all part of the challenge and part of growing as a business, and it's crazy. Like, I look at my business now. So we just turned 10, Plum, right?
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And I look back and like year one, how different it was. I mean, so much different. I'm talking planets away different. But even when I look back now at year 7 to year 10, what I was doing in year 7, completely different to what I'm doing now in year 10. What I was doing in year 4 was completely different to year 7. So, it's always changing and always evolving. And that's part of the fun and the journey of business. You don't realize it at the time. Change always seems stressful and annoying. And, why can't things just be like this all the time? Yeah. It's never the same. Yeah. It's always changing. It's always evolving. Yeah. But when you look back at it, you're like, actually, all of that change and development is what made me a great owner today.
Yeah.
And made me good at what I do today.
Because you've got to evolve as well.
Yeah. And then you deal with a lot of that and you that becomes the norm. And now you're used to change. You expect change. You want change because in the long run you see, oh, well, those changes I made, most of them end up being really good for you.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly, yeah.
What's another thing that you've learned as a business owner?
Well, I suppose it's that, evolving roles,
Yeah.
Even as a young business, 6 months is a long time, so benchmark doesn't look like it did 6 months ago now. There's other things in the business that have happened. There's a new people in the business, and people either sort of keep up and evolve in their role because the role that they had when they started is not the same role that it needs to be now. And identifying that and playing to their strengths is really important. instead of, you might have a picture in your mind of what that role looks like for that person, but it doesn't necessarily match that person. It doesn't suit that kind of person and their ability. So instead of just going, I'll just go find someone else and, do that, I think you need to, if they're good people and they're really important to your business, which my team are and they continue to be, then maybe just adjust the role a bit to fit them.
Yes.
So you can still retain them in the business, play to their strengths, and then look for someone else that can fit, make up for their deficiencies, I suppose.
That's right.
And
Don't let a great person go out of the business
Yep.
just because they're missing one skill.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Just find someone to fill that skill. And if this person's great, they show up
Yep.
all the time, their energy's good, they don't create drama in the
100%.
office, they care about the business, they're proud about the business, they're proud to say they're part of that business. That's a good person that you want to help.
Exactly.
Like they want you to grow. They want the business to be successful. You don't want to move that person.
No, I mean, they're one of your biggest cheerleaders, one of your biggest fans, and they love it. And that's really, really important. And I suppose I've had to check myself recently as well, because you can get caught up in focusing on what's going wrong, right, as opposed to what's going right. So there was, when you get bogged down in that, it's sort of, you can't see the forest between the bush or whatever that saying is, the trees. Yeah. And you sort of get caught up in that kind of way of thinking, but you just got to step back and you go, hang on, no, this person's actually really bloody important to my business. And for them to just, it's not what I want. Then you just go, all right, cool. You adjust the role, everything gets full clarity, because as a new business owner, this is the first time I've done this, Dan. You know what I mean? I haven't managed, people or businesses before. So I'm sort of upskilling on the fly, and I sort of had expectation that, the staff would do that as well, but expectation does not, equal where they should be. So I think it's more important to have really good people in your business, play to their strengths, and then work out who fits what's missing.
Mate, awesome advice. That was really good. What a great chat.
Cool.
Hey?
Thank you,
mate, you're going places. I can't wait to see where you're going to be in another 3 years from now.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much, firstly, for being here. Secondly, for working with us.
Thank you. Thanks for, mate. You guys are I wouldn't know where I'd be without you.
Thank you,
fantastic.
brother. Yeah,
Legend.
We've built an amazing team out there that does wonderful things. Happy to be servicing you and your business.
Good Christmas parties too.
And mate, let's continue this journey and keep seeing it going to the next level.
On you, Dan.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for tuning in to the Get Keen podcast. If today's episode got you thinking about starting your own real estate business and building your own brand, Plum Partners may be able to help. Book a call using the link in the show notes, and let's see if we're the right fit to help you create, run, and grow your own real estate brand. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on Instagram at Dan_Lee_Plum. Until next time, keep getting keen.